Hello, my friends. How is everybody doing today? I am just popping in for another quick video lesson to teach you guys and actually challenge you on a thought. Are you taking real ownership of your safety whenever you hit the trail? Like, have you actually thought about it? Like, when you go outside, like, do you really feel like you're taking real ownership of your safety, or do you feel like you're relying on others? Another way to put this is, do you feel like a passive participant when you hit the trails or go backpacking or any outdoor activity, or do you feel like you could step up and be the leader in any situation? Because I think it's super important that we step up as leaders, and especially as women. I think as a tendency, women, we tend to rely on our partners or our husbands or other people that like may step up into that leadership role naturally, when we're just as good leaders on the trails and outdoors. So for those of you who don't know me, my name is Allison, and I am a backpacking and outdoor empowerment coach for women around the world. And I teach women how to become self-sufficient and independent and confident on the trails so that they can go on to kind of lead their friends, be great group participants in any backpacking trip that they go on, and even go solo backpacking if they want to. So like, I want every woman to feel as confident as possible when they go outside, because once you feel this confidence, you can go on to really achieve all of your biggest outdoor dreams and your goals. You're no longer waiting on other people to do that. So that's a little bit about me. As I mentioned today, we're going to be talking about ownership. So I do want to say, like, I know when you're first starting out backpacking, it is hard to kind of step into that role. When I first started backpacking, I went with somebody in a group. Like, it was Half Dome hike, and I just joined along. I literally knew nothing, and I just said yes because I was trying to get myself out of my shell. But when I came back from that trip, even though it was a successful trip and I had a great time and it pretty much changed my whole life, that's a whole nother story. I realized from that trip that I had a lot to learn, because I was like, oh shoot, like if my friends, something happened to them, or if I got separated from my group, I wouldn't have known in that situation how to get myself out of a pickle. And from that point onward, this was about 7 years ago, I made it my mission to always feel super confident and become that leader, because I also saw that if I was always waiting on other people, like I wasn't going to get to go on the trips that I wanted to go on. So today I really wanted to talk about 3 things that you can work on and key ways to work on stepping into that leadership role. So the first one I want to talk about is learning how to use a GPS and navigate with map and compass. These are like very vital skills that you need to learn how to use. If you're so overwhelmed by that, then don't be. Like, learn to fall in love with the data. It is so empowering to know that you're not going to get lost. You know how to set up your maps in advance. You know where you are. You know where you're going. It is very empowering. If you're brand new to GPS navigation, I highly recommend that you download one of my freebies. It's called, or you can find it at shedreamsofalpine.com/navigate101. It's just one word, navigate 101. And that is a freebie that kind of introduces you to using GPS. It's just with the Gaia GPS to start out with, but start simple, get a hang of that. And then like in my backpacking program, I actually teach people how to take that to the next level, and so that they can take real ownership of not getting lost on the trails. And I think this is where a lot of us get stuck, because GPS navigation feels like this really technical, complicated thing, but it's really not so bad. And same with map and compass navigation. Like, you don't need to know all the things. People think like, oh, I don't know how to read everything on a map or do everything with a map and compass. That's fine. There's only some basic things that are going to significantly improve like how safe you feel and confident you feel on a trail. So that's one. Learn how to navigate, okay? Get confident with that. Practice on hiking trails that you are comfortable with. Like, learn to use your GPS and stuff like that. The second thing that you really need to start practicing in order to feel confident and self-sufficient is creating a rock solid trip plan, which sounds like a little counterintuitive. You're like, shouldn't I be going out on the trail to get my skills? It's like, really, a lot of the work for backpacking and feeling confident is done in your trip plan before you even hit the trails. You want to know as much as possible about the trip so that you can be fully prepared for like all the different scenarios, you know? I'm not one of those people who's just like likes to wing it. You know, I like to prepare and have backup scenarios. Like, what if this happens? What if somebody gets hurt? Like, where are the different places that we could exit if we needed to? And just having a strategy before I even go out onto the trail. So a rock solid trip plan is super, super important. The next and final thing is I think you really should practice being the leader in your group, because you're never going to really execute on all of those big trips and big dreams and goals that you have unless you start being like, I am capable of being a leader and I'm going to step into that role. It sounds scary to be a leader, but I think every one of you, all you women out there, should really, really try to feel so confident in your skills and your safety and your abilities and your mindset that you feel like you can step up and be a leader. Because as soon as you can, then you're going to be the badass that's planning all of the trips, and people who don't like to plan things are going to join you, and you're going to get to do the trips that you always wanted to do. You're not going to be waiting on other people to get them done. I have a student, her name is Melody. She actually recently wanted to test this out for herself. She was like, she goes backpacking with her husband sometimes, but she really wanted to learn this leadership for herself. And she just went on her first solo backpacking trip. And even though it was scary, like, she got to practice all the things and be that leader of herself, and like now has that more confidence in going into the future. So I just love seeing people like kind of step into that role and realizing like how awesome it is, because then, you know, you can, like what I used to do when I was living solidly in California. Now we're kind of traveling around, but I used to get permits at the beginning of the year, and I would have no idea who was going to go with me on these trips, but it didn't matter. I knew that as long as I made a rock solid trip plan and got all the things coordinated, I could find people 2 to 3 weeks out that would go with me. And I knew all about the trip and I felt confident in it. I could even go solo if I wanted to. So I had that option both ways. And that just was super empowering because I was able to do a lot of the trips that I wanted to do. Okay, if you liked this teaching and you want to learn more about being a confident and self-sufficient outdoor backpacker, then I wanted to tell you all about this free event that I have coming up in a couple weeks. It starts on January 20th. It is the biggest, best free event that we are going to do probably all year, and it starts on January 20th. If you would like to join that, I know it's a little early, but I did finish the registration page last night. Again, it's free, but you can sign up at shedreamsofalpine.com/workshop. And you can register for that event. And next week, we're going to be kind of like having a welcome week and everybody introducing each other. We're going to have like a community. We're going to have 3 to 4 different workshop trainings, and we're going to do live coaching all during the week. So it's going to be awesome. And I am so excited. I've never done this big of a free event before, and there's going to be some really, really great prizes in there. So I cannot wait, and I hope that you will sign up. Go to shedreamsofalpine.com/workshop. Again, I am so excited to help you step in to your inner badass and be a leader and be confident and self-sufficient. That is my goal. And I hope you guys have a great day, and we'll talk soon. Bye, you guys.